The 2024 SA20 League is set to get underway in Gqeberha today, with the defending champion Sunrisers Eastern Cape and the Joburg Super Kings going toe-to-toe. There are, however, doubts as to whether the game will go ahead with just under an hour to go before start of play. Newzroom Afrika's sports reporter Yolulwe Qoshe joins me now from St. George's Park. Yolulwe, a very good afternoon to you. What's the latest?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Studio Valen, as well as to the viewers at home. Of course, like you rightfully said, we are at the St. George's Cricket Park here in Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape. So it's only fitting that I fill in a few little words in the local language, which are Into Emnand Iapilwa. The rough translation for this particular context is that if it's nice, you do it twice. And with that being said, a warm welcome to our viewers to our coverage of the second edition of the SA20. It is going to be, if it is anything like the first, then it is going to be something very, very nice for the South African supporters to watch. And then a lot of people will then be expecting to see a great, great spectacle during this cricketing summer in South Africa. But speaking of summer, Valen, you asked me about the latest, and the conditions that we're experiencing at the moment in Gqeberha are nothing like what you'd expect from summer conditions. It's been wet all morning and all of the afternoon. It's been raining from at least about 10 o'clock. Valen, and it has not stopped raining since then. There's been moments where it's gone down a little bit, but then it goes again. And it's just been a wet conditions. It's a stark contrast from yesterday when we arrived, Valen. There was a lot of heat when we got here. Now it is just damp. Now it is just not damp on the field, but it might have just dampened the spirits of those who have come out to support. I'm sure you can see far in the distance. I can't even say it's a sea of orange at this point. Probably just a river of orange people who have come out to support the Sunrisers Eastern Cape, hoping to see the defending champions in action today, as they will then hope that if there is any delivery that will be bowled today, they will be taking on a team that is from closer to where you are at the moment in Johannesburg, in the Joburg Super Kings. But as for now, Valen, no official word on whether the game is about to go on or not. It's just under an hour before it is supposed to, by rules, go on at 5:30. At the moment, there's still no real sign of the rain coming, or stopping. Rather, it's still coming down pretty heavily here in Gqeberha, which will probably dampen the spirits of those, especially in a city, who have really embraced this tournament. I remember coming in to the airport, there was already a poster of the Sunrisers Eastern Cape, 3 players on that poster. Captain Aiden Markram, who lifted the trophy last year, joined on that poster by another 2 Proteas in seam bowlers Marco Jansen and the now injured Sisanda Magala. So a lot of people here will be expecting or hoping to hear a miracle that the game will go on, even if it's reduced overs. But as it stands, Valen, the rain does not look like it's going to give them their wish.
The SA20 League explained that they want to make it a season of sportainment, as they did in the previous season. They had Grammy Award winners Expantwini up as the headline act for the opening ceremony. Has the opening ceremony taken place? Has he performed? Does it look like something like that is actually going to take place ahead of the game?
It's actually a very interesting question, Valen, because as I was heading downstairs to prepare, I heard the announcer speaking about someone who is the headline act about to come up. So I haven't seen any of those particular acts, but maybe they were taking place to just try and entertain the crowd that has rocked up here, hoping for the main event for them, of course, which will be the cricket spectacle in itself. But when you speak about the entertainment and the rain factor, yesterday when we were here for the press conference, one of the commentators was preparing for the prize giving that usually takes place at the end of a particular game, and it seems like even he had factored the conditions that we could see today, which we are now seeing, which is the rain. He had his Aiden Markram of the Den impersonator he was talking to, and he was asking him about, how do you feel about the soaking conditions just in preparation for what could transpire today, which is now transpiring because of the rain. And even then, Valen, with the rehearsals, everything that was supposed to be done for the opening ceremony was done on the field. And they were also preparing for these type of conditions because we saw even the groundsmen being put to their paces. They were also coming out with the covers in preparation for these type of conditions. And as you can see from the pitch, those groundsmen and the covers have indeed been needed because the pitch is still under those particular covers. Will those covers go off at any time? Well, only time will tell. But as it stands, Valen, I would love to give a positive update and say it's drying up, the sun is coming down, is shining, but at the moment I can't give that, and it's still a rather gloomy affair here at St. George's Park at Gqeberha.
We've had one tournament already. What does the history say between these two teams from the first season of the SA20?
It's a very interesting history between these two teams, Valen. If you are a betting person, you would probably say the away team for today, if we do go ahead, of course, the Joburg Super Kings would be the team that you'd want to go for. They beat the champions from last year, Sunrise Eastern Cape, in both of the group games, both home and away. But when it mattered the most, it was the Eastern Cape side that came up trumps, beating the team from Johannesburg in the semi-finals of the last edition. But then today, if we are to see that particular play going on, we would assume the rain would have stopped and it would leave just the overcast conditions. And if it is that case, then it will be the seam bowlers on either side that will be licking their lips. Of course, those type of conditions favor those who like to hold the ball across the seam and hope for a bit of swing on the pitch. If we're talking about the home team, they will be relying on the likes of Protea Marco Jensen, who will have, with his extra pace, extra height, look for a bit of extra bounce on the field. He will be missing his lieutenant in the case of Sisana Makala, who missed out of this whole tournament because of injury. But the Super Kings will not be short of options in that regard too. They've got two form Proteas in the likes of Gerald Kusia, who took a record 20 wickets for the Proteas in the 50-over World Cup in India. He'll be joined by another man buoyed by being a Protea, a new Protea, in seam bowler Nandre Berger, who we spoke to yesterday. He was chomping at the bit, hoping to go out here. He said that, I actually asked him, how does he feel about going straight from playing for the Proteas and coming into an SA20 competition. He said he would have it no other way. He loves the momentum of just continuing to play cricket. So that man is looking forward to giving people here a spectacle. Let's just hope that he and the other cricketers who are waiting in those changing rooms right now will get their wish and go out to this particular field.
Yolulwe Qoshe, thank you very much for that comprehensive report. He's at St. George's Park in Gqeberha as the SA20, the second season of the tournament, is set to get underway with the first bowl set to be bowled at 5:30.